giver and you have empathy and you love people. I think that's
from my dad.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I think that it takes a strong person to have a heart that still is big with so much craziness going on in the world. You don't. It's almost like you blink it out and then you only look at the good. And I think that that's awesome because it takes like.
Yes.
You want to bring somebody's that?
Exactly.
What does that say? What does that say? Decline. We're not doing any matches. I'm doing an interview. Anyway, so with you being that empathetic and that person that wants to be you're a giver and you're wanting to give back, I want you to take us a little, because I want to do a little story time. I want you to kind of take us through, like, from where you really just started wanting to help. I mean, obviously, if you're a teenager, you can only do so much. But, like, just take us through that, and then we'll get into, all the extra stuff. But, yeah, take us through your timeline.
Okay. So I am a pastor's daughter. My mother and father founded Kingdom Living Ministries, oh my gosh, 30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And when my father got saved, I watched him shut down our neighborhood to give back to the community. Like, once he got saved, his goal was to go back and get other people. He didn't just confine himself to the four walls of the church, but he went out and did for people.
That's what it's about. It's about fellowship and giving back. Oh, I love that.
Giving back.
Go ahead.
And so just watching him do those things, that's something that I always wanted to do. And there was a phase in my life where I kind of shut down and went into a shell because my father died.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? If I can't do it with him, then I don't want to do it at all. And that was just the anger in me from losing him.
Of course.
But eventually I healed from that, got over it. I ain't gonna say got over it,
but yeah, you were able to cope with it then.
Right.
Gotcha.
And the way I found that I was able to cope was to show up in the capacity that he showed up.
Gotcha.
And the more I showed up the way my father showed up, I was able to do it and then still be able to remember him in the same process.
Absolutely. It's like you're he's living through you.
Exactly.
I love that so much. Oh my goodness, that's so awesome. So were you like a daddy's girl?
I was.
I already knew you were. I already knew you were because when you said
real bad.
Because when you were like, you kind of like watched him and stuff like that. A daddy's girl, but we love our daddies. We'd be watching. I'd be like, no, they can do no wrong.
My dad was Superman in my eyes.
Right, absolutely. So I knew that you were a daddy's girl, and I think that that's so sweet that you took on what he was doing and you continued that, because that says a lot about you. Because you could have been like, you know what, I ain't doing this. Like, I don't. You could have kept that anger, and you could have kept it bottled up, and you could have exploded, and you could have just been nasty to everybody, but you didn't, and you literally took a page out of his book. And you're continuing on his legacy. I love that so much. You make me smile. I love that so much. So when you started doing what he's doing, what age was that?
So when I started doing the things that I saw him doing, it started gradually. Because again, healing is a process. Journey. So it won't happen overnight. There would be moments where I would have setbacks because I felt like he should be here. I wonder if he see what I'm doing. Would he be proud of me? So I went through like different phases in my healing journey to get to where I am. It wasn't until I turned, believe it or not, I want to say probably 30, to where I was like, okay, I'm giving this my all. Like, I'm going to do this. And I met my loving husband.
Yes, sir.
I don't mention him.
Oh, Jesus, he sound like this one over here.
Please mention the husband. But I actually interviewed him for a job. So after my father passed, my mom, she took over the ministry. She did it for years. And I was there leading, helping with, beside her in ministry. And so I interviewed my husband for the position to play at the church.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And so one thing led to another.
So you guys were married then? You guys were just friends?
We were friends.
Oh, wow.
We were friends. And he was the one person that saw me. And when I say saw me, I mean he would be the one to ask the question, what's wrong with Tish? something's off, something's not right. Like, she's smiling, but she's not here.
Right.
And he really cared about what I was going through and making sure that I was good. And so we became good friends. And I never forget, he took me downtown to, I think it was called Blue Sky Kitchen. You remember downtown Augusta?
No, I've never eaten there, but I've heard of it.
Okay, he took me there, and that's when he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Oh wow! So he was being old fashioned with it. That's so sweet.
We was dressed up and everything, and I was like, okay, I see you.
That is so sweet. Oh my goodness! And you probably was like,
yes,
this is different because I mean, there's not many people that are doing that. So I think that's phenomenal. I think that's awesome. So with all of that, so then you start dating, you start dating him, and then as far as like your ministry, and just for everybody to know, I turned the comments off, you guys, so that way that me and Natisha could be in the camera, just letting you guys know that. So it's nothing, against anything, but just letting you know. Anyway, so okay, so with that, you were doing the ministry with your mom, and then he was playing at the church, and you guys were dating, and then so. Because I don't want to jump the timeline because I don't know your exact timeline, right? Yeah. So what happens after that?
So after that, COVID hit.
Oh
so man! So we went through the pandemic, and so my mom, she closed the ministry, and then she decided not to come back. But in the midst of all of that, I was like, what can I do to do more? I was in my background's in the medical field, and I literally watched COVID firsthand. I watched the people die. I watched the people come in sick.
Yeah.
I watched our office. People be there one day and the next day they wouldn't be. So I watched it firsthand.
Right.
And I really just wanted to do more. And so I was praying and I was talking to God, asking him, what can I do? And then I was talking to my daughter one day, sitting at the kitchen table. And she was like, Mama, we're real fortunate. It's a lot of kids that go to my school, they don't have what we have. And I was like, I've been praying about the same thing. What can we do to do more?
Right.
And that's how She Ministry was birthed. Because it wasn't so much as, like feeding. I know there's a lot of people that feed the hungry.
Yeah.
But at that time, I felt like people needed joy.
Absolutely.
If you noticed during the pandemic, a lot of people lost joy.
Yes, because everybody was closed in. They couldn't go outside. They couldn't. They had to stay 6 feet from whoever. They weren't able to actually be social.
Exactly.
Because we're social creatures, and we have to be social at least once or twice a week. If you're shut in and all you're doing is on your phone, you're going to be very depressed.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting to. A lot of people were depressed. A lot of people weren't being appreciated. A lot of businesses suffered, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I said, we're going to, the goal was to give back to the ones who's giving back, but also raise funds to be able to supply the biggest need, which was the school system.
Okay.
Like Selena working in the cosmetology.
Right.
A lot of those kids are just fortunate enough to get into the program, but they don't realize like the staff and the supplies are limited. Those kids sometimes don't even have some, and a lot of people don't know that. They think that because they're there.
I thought that the school supplied that.
No.
Oh wow.
They get the bare minimum because the school system just don't have. It's just like with the teachers. That's why they have supply lists for the kids to bring.
See, I never knew that.
They don't put out for like the career centers and things like that to, hey, can you supply this, supply that? A lot of times the teachers are doing it
out of their own pockets. That
That
is crazy to me. I mean, it's great that they do it, but if you're going to allow, I guess maybe because if the teachers are like, well, let us have these extracurriculars, these career,
it's a good program.
Yeah, because if they're career centered, before they even get out, cosmetology school, culinary arts, things like that. But the fact of the matter of them, I guess the teachers are like, well, we'll have to foot the bill for whatever is needed extra. That's crazy.
And it's nice that they do that.
It is. But I mean, that's got to cost thousands of dollars, especially for cosmetology and culinary arts, honestly, because
Well, there's other programs too. They had, like my other daughter, she's doing law enforcement.
Oh, wow.
So, a lot of times they used like she had on her little vest and it was kind of torn, and I was like, things like that, they need new vests.
Okay.
How you gonna train them properly
if they don't have what they need, exactly.
Right.
So that's what you're.
Right.
So that's what you were.
That's where everything was birthed from. Like, let's get supply. Like, my thing was with my father, and where a lot of it stemmed from was, anytime I said I wanted to do something, my daddy fed into that. Because if I can help you be the best you can be, if you ever seen, I forgot what movie that was, but if I give you the tools to be successful, so that was his thing. Like, one week I would want to be a baker, and he went out and got a blender. I would want to be a cosmetologist, he went out and got a foot tub. Okay, come do my feet.
Right. Yeah, he's pouring
was.
into whatever it is that you wanted to do. That's so, oh my goodness, absolutely.
So a lot of times I think it's just the assumption of things are being taken care of, and people don't understand that it's not.
Wow.
And so when my daughter brought that to my attention, like, hey mom, I'm really fortunate. I have all this stuff. You ordering me stuff off Amazon, but a lot of these girls don't have it.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, what can we do? And so that's how She Foundation was birthed, because it's strong, humble, and elegant. Those are the type of women that we're doing. Like, they're going and they're doing the work, and they're doing it, and they're being strong in it. They're humble, they're elegant, and so we want to make sure that the next generation of women, that they understand that somebody poured into me, and I want to go out and pour into somebody else.
Absolutely, paying it forward. That is so powerful, because in this day and age, we absolutely need it, especially for the youth, because these young females are out here just tearing. I don't like judging anybody, because I was once a wild teenager myself, right? I just feel like, but if there's something out there that can help you, take advantage of it. So I think that it's a really honorable thing that you guys are doing for the youth, because they need it really, really bad. I mean, honestly, because they're like, I know it's a cliche to say the children are our future, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's the absolute truth. We only have them to fall back on, because if they go out here and they just tear up, then we are doomed.
Right.
We are doomed.
I see mothers, old ladies that are still in the kitchen at the church, and they tired, feet small, and they want to rest, but there's nobody.
Right, exactly, and it's crazy, to me, because there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of females that don't know how to cook. They have no idea, and this is my thing, right? Everybody had to start somewhere.
Right.
I started cooking when I was 7, right? So eggs, toast.
Small
then you
things.
you go up, you cook hot dogs and noodles or whatever it was, And then you start, I was like 12, 13, I'm frying chicken, making baked macaroni and cheese, that sort of thing, spaghetti and so on and so forth. But my mother, and it wasn't that my mother taught me, it was that I was in the kitchen watching, because I wanted to learn, because she didn't care if you was in there or not. She was going to cook dinner, and that was it. So she wasn't teaching me, I just sat in there. And a lot of mothers don't even cook, because they're too busy working. To take care, working 2 and 3 jobs, to take care of their children, pay all this daggone rent. I mean, the whole system is jacked up, and it all falls back on the children at the end of the day, and they're the ones that get the brunt of it. And then we look at them like, why are you acting like this? And you know what? Because guess what? There's nobody.
Nobody.
I'm sorry, I get a little passionate about these kids, man.
Like, I cannot stand to see people say these kids acting up, or they doing this or doing that, but if you don't show them nothing,
they're not gonna know.
Because we're leaving it to the electronics to teach them.
Exactly. And social media ain't finna teach them nothing.
Nothing positive.
Nothing.
Very few things positive that they can learn.
Exactly. Like, they need, and it's hard. Like I said, it's hard, because these parents are really out here. They're really trying their hardest to, go to work and do what they gotta do, and the children literally are left by the wayside. And then they're especially for us, in jail, because guess what? They done found a family, because they pay attention to them. So now you're out here doing stupid stuff. It all matters, and it all counts.
In jail or in the grave.
One or the other, and it all counts, and it's really, really sad, and it breaks my heart, because you see it every day. Like, I mean, I don't even, because I work from home, right? So I don't even go outside like that, but I see it on my phone on TikTok. And it's like a normal thing for little girls, 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever, with no clothes on.
That part.
You know, I mean, it's summertime, okay? So if you want to wear some shorts and, you know, a cute tank top or tube top, not tube top, what is that, a half shirt, whatever, fine, I don't care. But when you're 12, 13, 14, and you're not at the beach, but you're wearing a bikini top, or you're not at the beach, but you're wearing an actual bra, or a tube top or something, like, no.
And then the thing about it, too, that comes along with it is the disrespect. Nobody says yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Like, y'all are disrespectful.
We could be here for 80 years talking about the daggone
now,
disrespect.
you know, when I was growing up, you ain't saying yes. And you didn't sit around in grown folk mouth. Go out the door.
No, go out the door. Don't be over here listening to grown folks' conversation. Because if you get caught, you get rid of boom.
That's true.
For real. For everybody if anybody wants to ask a question, I'm going to turn the comments at the end of the show, so that way if you guys want to ask questions, you can. So, yeah, that's like. Yeah. My mother, my daddy, my nana, they ain't play none of that. Like, if there's adults in here, like, because, you know, like years ago, you know, when you're little, right, and you see, like, they have company.
Right.
So we're like a family gathering almost, right? So you have everybody there. You got your nanny, your mama, your daddy, your cousins, everybody. And we're sitting there. Now, you know, daggone well, you're supposed to be playing with them kids, right? So there was one time we had this, like some rum cake. Okay. Because, you know, Caribbean. We ate the whole thing.
No. Y'all in there lit.
No, right. We were really, it was really bad. But, they didn't care so much about the rum cake. It was the fact that we were in there. Yeah. And we were paying attention. So my Nana was like, I know that you know that you're not supposed to be in here. And then talking to the other kids. And it's like, yes, ma'am, okay. And we didn't say ma'am up north. So we said yes, and then we go, you know, outside. I only learned ma'am and sir when I moved down here to the south. To the south. So, but yeah, like, there's no respect. And I feel like this, right? It starts at home. It does. Right? So, if you have parents, and we're going to get back on the subject in a minute, because we veered off a little bit. This is what happens, though. Right. When you have parents that are never around, right? And you're basically fending for yourself, and you don't have no mentors, there's nobody around to talk to, there's nothing, you kind of lose the respect for your parents. And once that respect for your parents goes away, it goes away for everybody else. Until you meet a mentor or a person that you can look up to and that actually cares, or not saying that the parents don't care, but actually shows or has time for you, then of course they'll give you the respect. But other than that, they're not going to. Nope. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the kid, he's got to be 16 years old. He's all over TikTok, right? So his grandma putting out these missing persons reports on him. And he looked at somebody, was like, oh, your grandmother's looking for you.
Oh my goodness.
So he literally writes a diss track to his grandma. Oh, like, don't be looking for me, I'm not lost. It was horrible.
That is amazing.
I said, oh my goodness, this is what I be talking about when I was talking about the disrespect.
I could never get away with nothing like that.
Man, my Nana would have punched me through the damn wall. Okay. It would have never happened.
Yeah, I'd be jacked up.
You know, and I mean, there's no repercussions because the parents are not there to be able to monitor them, what they're doing. So they're basically free reign. But I remember, do you remember when I was little, I was a latchkey kid, right? Really? Because, you know, I'd go get off the bus, have my key, go in, ain't no parents home, everybody's at work. So we'd be at home by ourselves. We have to make our own food, all the rest of this stuff. These kids nowadays are latchkey kids as well because parents have to work so much, right? But guess what? Now they don't know how to do nothing.
Can't even
microwave, right? Like, do you even know how to boil water, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That
but yeah, that. So I do have a question for you. With your ministries, what are some things that you do? And before I do that, I'm just gonna make sure we don't have any questions. 1 second. Okay. Oh, she was just telling me that it was glitching. Okay. Thank you, sis. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing it. I don't know if it's still glitching. That was like a while ago.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Okay. Anyways, so with your ministries, do you have like classes and courses or like etiquette classes and things like that for the ladies?
Yes. So we kicked off the summer with what we call our business initiative camp. And so as soon as the kids got out of school, we hosted a car wash. And at the car wash, they learned customer service skills.
Nice.
They were talking to people, and they washed all the cars themselves. I even allowed them to bring things to sell. So they were able
like a yard sale,
right?
Nice.
They put their own prices on their things and decided what they wanted to
that.
charge. And then they had to clean up afterward, all of that. They had lunch. They enjoyed themselves a whole lot. The problem with things like that is, and what I was going to say is just somebody has to want to do more.
Right.
And so I'm only one person.
Right. You're not going to be able to do everything by yourself.
I can't.
Absolutely.
And so it's just getting people to understand the need
right.
and how important it is,
right.
especially since the kids came to me. This is something
wow.
they want to do. So it's not so much as some kids don't want to do it. There are kids that want to do it.
But you're only one
when
person.
You got parents or people that just push the kids to the side and like, well, y'all go do it. No.
Right.
Instead
you need to be You need to be interacting with them and with the situation, because whatever it is that their dreams and aspirations are, if you can, I'm just gonna say this: if you have time to go to the club, you have time to go with your children to whatever it is that they're trying to do, because it's positive. It's something that they want to do, and it's something that's going to excel them in life.
Yeah.
So I had to put it out there, and I had to say it, and whoever don't like me for it, then that's just their problem. I don't care. Because I can understand going to work. If you're going to work, you don't have time. That makes sense. But if you can go to the club, you can go to a program and help your children, especially when, like, say, for instance, if you, it's like, okay, well, I'm having this is going on, but we need this amount of dollars, right? Even if the parents go with them and they can do another yard sale or something like that, so that they can gain the money, and then that way they can get together, because this is what it's about at the end of the day, right? Because it's fellowship, but this way these children are able to actually bond with their parents.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, and create better relationships at home. Because the thing about it is, you can bring them to the business camp, and we could teach them life skills and things. But if the parents don't get involved and follow through with the things that we've taught them,
it's gonna fall through.
It's not.
So that makes sense. The reason why you say that it's good the parents are there, because that way you're actually teaching them while teaching the children as well.
And they might learn something.
Absolutely, because you're never too old to learn. I tell people that all the time. Just because you're older doesn't mean that you know every daggone thing, because you don't. We learn new stuff every day.
That's right.
I'm not, and nothing is beside me. I love learning, so I be learning new stuff. I'm like, I ain't know about that. Right.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad I know now.
Exactly. So I think that's so special what you're doing. So with the courses and the classes and all that stuff, and you said you were doing like car washes.
Right.
Do you do so as a fundraiser, right?
Right. It is as a fundraiser, but the kids, they got paid.
Nice.
So the next thing that we're working on is the life skills.
Awesome.
I want the boys to come, and they don't learn how to wear a suit and tie.
Yes, absolutely. Tie a tie.
This is what interview dress attire looks like.
Exactly.
Even the young ladies, when we're gonna teach them how to sit,
right.
And I think even the biggest thing that girls need to know is, I see a lot of young ladies, they don't know how to handle their personal hygiene.
Correct.
So that's a big one. And then even the boys, I don't know what it is these days, they don't want to wash.
Yeah, it's like up and go.
Going,
like, can you wash a funky,
Why y'all not washing?
Right. I don't understand that either, but I guess if nobody's making them.
That's right. That's right. And so I'm like, y'all can't be spraying on cologne
and be funky.
And so, those are the skills that we want to teach them, along with business skills. Like if y'all want to be entrepreneurs, or there's a guy in Aiken, Tim Bellinger. He has a success team. So getting them into programs like that, showing them how to conduct themselves so that they can interview for things like that and be successful in life.
Right.
So it's just about getting people the resources that they need so that they can go on to
love
live.
that.
Like, even if you can't, like the Career Center, I know that they have limited spaces, but there are other things that kids can do.
Right.
I've even looked into things where I have a building in North Augusta, so, you know, hosting classes there, having barbers. One young lady, Kiara, I have her on standby, ready to teach girls how to do lashes and be certified to do it. So it's just about getting the kids involved, getting the parents involved, and understanding that even if you don't want to come and you want to drop them out to me, fine, but it's going to require finances.
Right.
You know, whether it's through sponsorship or donate,
or something.
whatever,
However, but it is because, but I mean, and this is the thing, because it's one of those things where you should be happy that your children actually want to do something outside of twerking, being on freaking TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and just want to be out in the streets drinking and smoking weed. I'm sorry. And there's nothing wrong with smoking. Do what you do. I don't care. But my thing is, when you're 12, 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, you should really probably try to be figuring out what you want to do.
Exactly. Get some business about yourself.
Absolutely, because time is it's so crazy how quickly time is moving. So time is moving so stinking fast. Before you know it, you're going to be 18 and you're going to be graduating and you're not going to have nothing. Exactly. And then what? You going to work? You going to go work at McDonald's? Instead
and the thing
of you
about
going,
it is, some parts of the school system are already failing the kids. I done looked into different things, and I'm like, half these kids didn't even do no work. Y'all just put
that part.
And the school system failing them already.
Exactly. And let me throw this in here. There's nothing wrong with working in fast food at all. What I am saying is, though, if you have an opportunity to have a career, right, and you have people there that are pushing you to go do it. Go do it.
Exactly.
Take all the opportunity and just thrive on it. You know what I'm saying?
Ask your kids, what is it that you
want to do?
Like, have that conversation with your children and find out, okay, you headed towards 18. Do you have a plan? Do you have goals?
Right.
What do you want to do? You know, don't just let them lay around all the time.
Exactly. I mean, on the weekends, okay, fine. But on the weekdays, no.
These boys don't even know how to take out trash. Like, why y'all not
take out trash, washing dishes? You don't want to cook nothing. You can't boil water. If you want to make noodles, you don't even know how. Like what? No, it has to be. At some point, we got to get back to normal.
Doing more and doing more.
Yes, because these kids need to know life skills, period.
They do.
Life skills, period. If you don't even know how to wash your behind,
or write a check.
And these are the things, and this is, and I'm so happy that like you're doing this, because this is not really the school's forte, right? It's not really up to them. It's more so up to the parents, right? To be teaching their kids these life skills. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, because I never taught my kids how to write a checkbook, right? Because I barely knew how to write in the checkbook.
And if you don't know,
I literally have. I think I may have written one check in my whole life. I just used debit cards. So my mother never had a checkbook. I had no idea about it, and it wasn't taught to me in school either. So I think it's good for them to know. And this is just so that you can have your finances in order, so you know what you got. Now, I guess with all the new technology, because now you can go on an app and you can see.
With like Verizon, when it went down for 2 days.
Right. You ain't gonna know what's going on.
When I, because I've been in the medical field for 12 years.
Okay.
And so there was one day, so we got all these new kids coming in that just graduated or whatnot. And one day the system went down. They was like, what are we going to, what are we going to,
What's wrong?
What are we going to do now?
Oh, wait. Click on OK. Please click on OK. You're supposed to be paying attention. Thank you. I wasn't paying attention. I'm over here talking. You're supposed to be paying attention to it.
I'm looking here, there.
Okay,
there.
okay, go ahead.
So they, the system went down, and the young girls was
lost their
like,
mind.
yeah, what we gonna do? So here I am, like, you gonna get a paper chart.
Right.
That's still a such thing. Well, how we do this? And I was like, this is the kind of stuff, like, y'all can't depend on, and I'm just grateful that I grew up in.
Right, where it was paper and pen.
Right. They don't understand paper and pen. Like, you gotta write it out.
Yeah.
Create a chart for this patient. When the system comes back up, we'll put the information in.
Right.
But yeah, they were freaking out because they didn't know what to do. And I'm like, oh, Lord, Jesus, have mercy.
Yeah, because literally, like, I mean, and that's what makes me more angry too, because it's like, they're reverting away. It's not even the kids. In school, they're reverting away from pen and paper. Everything is digital. And to me, look what happens but I think I think it's a setup.
I think it is too. Just like they're trying to get rid of paper money. Wow.
Right. I think it's a setup because at the end of the day, guess what happens? When they choose or when they say or see fit, say, you know what, click, and they flip that switch and everything goes down. And people gonna be sitting there looking like, what are we gonna do? They don't even know. And that I honestly, because that's how that's how these children are being bred, right? They're being bred this way. So they're gonna run chaotic. It's gonna be chaos in the streets. Girl, these kids they don't know what to do.
They ain't gonna know when we can grab and get a hold of.
Absolutely.
And teach them these things and go ahead and start putting it into them. Like, don't depend on the grocery stores.
Right.
Plant
something. Exactly. Plant some watermelons.
Right.
Some squash, whatever.
Resources. Like, it's a such
because
thing.
because at the end of the day, guess what's going to end up happening? Because if they say, you know what, we closed all the grocery stores now, or something happens where all the grocery stores get looted, guess what? Then what you gonna do?
Exactly.
Because you ain't gonna have no food.
And people don't realize, like, and this is some of the stuff they leave off in history. Our people, there was grocery stores we couldn't go into.
Exactly. So we had to grow our own things.
Stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we did.
And we did.
It was self-sustained at all times because we weren't fortunate to go into the grocery stores.
Exactly.
So we had to do what we had to do.
Exactly.
And we did.
Exactly. And the thing about it too that I like the most about history is how we pull together as a
unit. Yeah.
Like if you need sugar down the street,
right,
I'm gonna give you some sugar.
Exactly. And then if you want some Kool-Aid off the sugar, I'll give you some Kool-Aid. Exactly. But that's how it's supposed to be. It's
love of themselves and they just don't.
It's so much hate. It's so much hate because people, like, you know, it's supposed to be like love thy neighbor, right?
Right.
So it's so much disdain.
It is.
People are so like, okay, so like my mother-in-law, his mother, like she knows all the neighbors, right? She speaks to all the neighbors. All the neighbors speak to her, right? Me, I wave at all the neighbors. I don't know them like she knows them because I'm barely outside, right? But some people, like if you go into some neighborhoods, you said what to me?
Like, and don't say nothing to their kids.
Did you speak to me? Like what exactly? And that don't let me get started on that.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. Like, you know, like when I was growing up. Yep. If I was outside acting up, I'm getting my behind tore up.
If Miss Linda Mae down the street saw me doing something out of it, she gonna tell.
No.
Or she gonna.
I was getting whooped, and then they was going and telling my grandma.
Right.
Oh, I'd be like, I can't stand that later. But now that I'm older, right? Now that I'm older, I'm so
grateful.
I am because it takes a village. It takes a village with these kids. It takes a village with everything nowadays because if you got, you know, the barter system, because we're going to eventually have to go back to that barter system. So it's like you better get to know your neighbors and you better become chummy and help. If you know how to garden or whatever you need to know to do, you better go do it and then, you know, help them out because
they better learn.
I'm trying to tell you. Absolutely. So, I mean, because I think, so everything that you're doing with your ministry, it's a blessing to these younger adults. Probably some of them probably know that it's a blessing, but I don't know if they really know that it's a blessing because there's nobody else out here doing this. Nobody. You're the only person that I've heard of, and I mean and there's probably people in the country, but I mean I don't live in the country.
Right.
I live over here.
Yeah.
So you're the only person that that I know that's doing that, and I have to applaud you for that because it's phenomenal. You know the work that you're doing. I do want to tell people, so if somebody wanted to volunteer or if somebody wanted to donate or any of those things, like, and we're not done with the show, but I just want to be able to let people know because it was in my mind.
Yeah.
Where can they go or whatever the case may be? And we can always put it in we can always type it in the comments when it ends, but can you let them know?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to volunteer or if you know of any resources that we can use, you can send it to our email. It's S.H.E, that's S.H.E Ministries Inc. @gmail.com. And me or either one of our board members will answer the email. And then if you would like to donate, it is S.H.E Ministry 1. So that's S.H.E Ministry 1, and that's on Cash App. So that's how we receive our donations at this time. Of course, if you'd like to mail in something, you can do that as well. And I'll make sure that she has the address where you can mail it to. So we're grateful for anything that anybody sends. No gift is big or small. And then all of the proceeds this year will be going to the school system. We are actually hosting on July 27th our back to school event.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's really a really big event because also community resources will be available to all the parents.
Wow.
The kids will, you'll be able to get updates on what's going to be going on in the school system this year.
Okay.
Any type of programs the kids can get involved in. Different types of resources where we're going to be providing shoes for kids who need shoes, coats during the winter.
Awesome.
So all of those resources will be available on July 27th along with
that's fantastic.
our goal is 100 book bags. We want to give away 100 book bags, so that is our goal, along with school supplies. And then that is going to be held at 217 Gregg Avenue in Aiken, South Carolina.
And that's going to be in Aiken. So if there's anybody that's in the area that's on this live right now, you guys might want to listen to if you have small children or children that go to school, whatever the case may be, or even if you just want to come and support. She's giving you guys the address and stuff.
Yeah, 217 Gregg Avenue in Aiken, South Carolina. That's Hayden Baptist Church. And again, if you would just like to donate some book bags, our goal is 100 book bags this year to give out to the kids. And then also, again, there'll be a lot of community resources, and we'll tell people about the other things that we have going on.
And that's like in like a week, right? About a week and a half?
2 weeks.
2
3
weeks.
3 weeks, because we have to get through 2 weeks. 2. Yeah, because we start out food truck.
You see how fast a month is going by already. So yeah, if you guys are in the area, please, stop by. If you do nothing more than just go and say hello, stop by to see her. But if you guys can donate book bags or funds to get the book bags, it'd be even better. At the Cash App that she let you guys know, and if you want to mail it in, I'll let you guys know that at the end of the show as well. Yeah, I think that's phenomenal. So you said that you were having another fundraiser, right?
Yeah. So we got actually coming up into the S.H.E Awards, because the S.H.E Awards is coming up in October,
right? Yeah. And we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Yeah. We gotta get into the meat and potatoes.
But the other event we have is our food truck month. So I
Nice.
noticed in Augusta they were doing so much with the food trucks and people love it, and I was like, okay, Aiken, we got to get it together. And so we're hosting our
I forgot
first
you live in Aiken.
Yeah. So we're hosting our first food truck month in starting this Friday.
Nice.
So the food trucks are going to be at 5151 Augusta Road in Beach Island, South Carolina.
Awesome. That's right down the street, girl. I love that food truck, girl. I love me some food.
Yeah. And not only that, bring your lawn chairs because there's going to be a big screen playing a movie.
Nice.
So we have a movie set up out there with tables and all
That's
this.
awesome.
So it's going to be a nice event, and this will be every Friday this month. So this Friday, next Friday, and the Friday
Okay,
after
so I
that.
won't be able to do it this Friday because I gotta go see my baby tomorrow when I get out of work. But that following Friday, I'm there.
Yes.
I do have a question. So the food truck. Now I know I don't want to get off off keel, but so the food trucks, is it just different vendors from around the area?
It is. From
Nice. So you're giving them business too.
Exactly.
I love that.
I love, because I know what it's like to be a business owner.
Yep.
So we are giving back to them, and they donated into the foundation in return for being able to use that space.
I love that so much. So y'all heard. Now I know most people out there like to eat like myself. So okay. And y'all, she is going to give you guys her socials before she get her social media tags before we get off of here, so that way you guys can go follow her on TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook, so you guys can keep updated with everything that's going to be going on, because you gotta know.
Gotta know.
Absolutely. So now we finna get into the meat and potatoes, because I want to know about the S.H.E Awards, you guys. I need to know about the S.H.E Awards. I need to know.
The S.H.E Awards is my baby, and all of the events that go on throughout the year lead up to this one big event. And so it's going to be October the 25th, and it's going to be held at that Aiken location, 217 Gregg Avenue in Aiken, South Carolina, which is Hayden Baptist Church. So that's where it will be held. And at this event, we honor women who are doing phenomenal things in the CSRA. And these women often, they do it and they go unrecognized.
Right.
They kind of fly under the radar because that's not what they're looking for. They don't do it for the accolades or for the applause or anything like that. They do it because it's just in their heart. They desire to do more.
Right.
Yeah. And so I'm excited because this year is even bigger and we're honoring men.
Nice.
So not only do we have the S.H.E Awards, but now we have the Men of Standard Awards.
I love that.
Phenomenal men, yes.
I love that, Men of
teachers,
Standard.
Yes,
I love that.
And they are literally just doing just that. They are mentoring. They are giving back. So a lot of these men have been in the community for years, and I think it's important that men get their flowers.
Absolutely,
They
because they do a lot, and they don't get the recognition, they don't get the flowers because you know, it's like, oh, that's what a man's supposed to be. No, it's not what a man's supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people, especially when they go above and beyond, and they're actually giving, and they don't have to.
And
you know,
and these men are standing up and being excellent fathers, excellent mentors, preachers, teachers, advocates.
I love that
like
so
one
much.
of the advocates we have, Axel Adams. He's a tremendous person. He has the Axel Adams Foundation where he gives scholarships to kids each year.
Nice.
Amazing. And they have a gala every year. My husband plays there. And so
wow.
I've watched him for years do this, and he doesn't do it for the recognition.
Right.
You know, and he also sits on the board of the NAACP.
NAACP?
Yeah.
Okay,
nice.
Yes. Oh, so he's doing things.
He is.
That's wonderful.
Like, it's only, like, with him is one call. You could tell him this is going on, and he's jumping on it.
Wow.
Like, he doesn't take his title or who he is to say, oh, well, I don't have time for that. Like most people
So
do.
he's humble. He's humble with it. Which, that's how you keep going when you stay humble with it. When you be over here like, oh, okay, we'll see how long that lasts.
Exactly. And so those are the type of people that I honor each year. Just people who are humble and graceful in what they do, and they're not looking for anything, but God sees what they're doing, and so he put them on my heart to be able to celebrate them. So this is a night of celebration for those type of people. I love that so much. I do. So all the ticket proceeds, because the tickets are actually on sale on Eventbrite.com. Okay. So you can go. So they're on Eventbrite right now. Yes. Okay. Yes, you can go to Eventbrite.com and get your tickets. And the proceeds, like I said, they go back into the school system. We want to be able to make sure that we have kids because kids are terrible sometimes. They bully each other. And I'm like, yes. I want to make sure these kids have tennis shoes, that they have coats, whatever supplies that they need. Even me and my daughter, we talked about an after-school feeding program, because some of the children, after they go home, they don't have food. So I just want to make sure that whatever the children need, that we can get what we have enough supplies.
Now, have you spoken with, I know that there's a lot of different organizations out there. Have you spoken to any as far as like food partners?
I have not. And so that just comes with doing my homework.
I mean, and I know that you're only one person, so I know that you probably like stuff is stacked on top of your shoulders. So you know,
anybody can help. If you want to help me,
help her. Exactly. When you have time, you probably get to it. But I know that there are places that will literally give funding for what you're doing. Yeah. So it's just, and have you thought about doing a 501c? What is this? I want a 501.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have
the nonprofit.
Right. Yeah. I have a board of team members. Okay. My pastor, he is the vice president. I have Jennifer. Hey, you guys, Jennifer, Erica, Patrice, Carolyn, my husband. Selena sits on the board.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I have a tremendous team, and they are helping me. I would say as much as I allow them to, because they be like, "You gotta tell us," and I'm like, "I'll try, y'all."
Yeah, sound like me. Yeah.
You know, I try to do it all myself, but yes, Jennifer, she actually does that. So she is gonna work on that. But again, it's just getting those funds in.
That's fantastic, though.
This is the first year that I'm not doing it all by myself. The first 2 years I did it, me and my husband paid for everything.
Wow.
Like from the catering.
Yeah, we need to get you some grants going, girl. You need some grants. Because you need grants for the food. You need grants for everything that you're trying to do. Everything that you're doing, you need grants for that stuff. And I know that, with your board of team the board of team members that you have, I know that it'll get done. I know that it'll get done. It's just it's a process anyways. Trying to get a nonprofit, it's a process. It takes a little bit of time, but it's gonna come together and it'll all come to pass. And you're gonna be like, you're gonna just be thriving.
I love
and the kids are gonna be thriving too. Absolutely.
Yes,
I mean, because all I can do is pour greatness into you more than what you already feel about yourself and that you are.
Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out why you don't nominate yourself to be on the in the award show.
Look, I don't even. I told Selena, I said, why don't you do the interviews? And she's like, no, you. And I'm like, this ain't me. I don't want. And she was like, and my pastor said, you are the face of this.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
This is all new. I ain't never did this.
Wow.
I like to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
When you kept trying to get me in the camera, I'm like, I'm okay with something.
I know. I know a lot of people don't like being on camera for some reason.
But I sing on Sundays, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
But I mean, I think that it'll be good if you do the interviews at the award show. I think that'd be phenomenal because you are the face of the place. You're face of what's going on. It's your organization, and I think that's phenomenal. And now you guys know about the S.H.E Awards. So if you're in the area, October 25th. I'm sorry.
No, you fine.
Anyway.
July 27th.
Oh, okay.
The back to school.
October 25th.
Yep.
Go on eventbrite.com, right?
Yes.
Is there something specific that they just put in S.H.E Awards?
Yep, S.H.E Awards, and it'll come up.
Okay, and then it'll come up, you guys, so that way you guys can go ahead and you guys can get tickets to, and it's like an award show. What's all like included with the ticket?
So with the ticket, you basically, there is food. So
right.
There's a reception afterwards. Where we go and we eat, in the banquet hall or whatever. It is formal.
Okay.
It's formal attire. We can look forward to some nice dancing this year. My husband, he's in the director of productions, and so he's set up for some amazing music.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So amazing music, dancing. And I'm not sure what else he told me he has. But it's going to be good.
It's been amazing.
That's
I wanted everybody to know exactly what it all entailed because it sounds really nice.
Yes.
It sounds very nice.
If they wanted to do like a sponsorship package, they could do it. So that sponsorship package comes with a gift that you'll receive, gift bag that you'll receive that evening, and also a pin. So it just depends on which sponsorship level that you
got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether it's silver, gold, or bronze.
Gotcha.
And then you'll get a gift, and then you'll get a pin as well that says S.H.E Foundation.
Oh, nice. I love that. I love that. So you guys hear it. I love that so much. I'm just trying to I think we've covered everything because I don't want to miss anything. Because I want you to be able to give your socials.
Okay.
And I do want to be able to, let me see. Oh, comments turned off. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything. So I'm going to turn the comments back on in a minute. You know how to do it? Go to settings. Oh, you were the one that turned them off. Okay. No, you should not do it. Oh, you and Natisha did. We're going to be wrapping up here in a moment, but not yet. Not yet. Is it working? Sorry, y'all. We're just trying to get the comments together. What happened? Okay, there we go. Alright, so the comments are back on, so if anybody wants to ask any questions, please ask them, and we will figure out how to read these on the screen, and my husband may have to read them, so that way we can know what's going on.
And I'll go ahead and type all my stuff.
Yeah, she's going to type everything in for you guys. And you guys definitely go support, go donate, please, go donate, because she's got such a great foundation, and it's worth donations. Definitely worth donations. I'm gonna go on there myself, so I'm gonna go on there because I definitely want me. You wanna go? I wanna go. On the 25th. I definitely wanna go.
Y'all put your swag on and come
I'm trying to tell you, I love to dress up now.
Well, look, I gotta get you as our interview on the red carpet.
I will. I definitely will.
Yes.
Shoot, you ain't said nothing but a word, ma'am. I got a microphone and everything. Okay, let's go.
That's right. How excited are you to be here today?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And you're putting are you putting your socials in there too?
Yes.
Okay, good. Your handles. Social handles. Anybody that's still with us, thank you guys so much for being here. This has been a phenomenal interview. Oh, absolutely. I have a couple more questions that I need to ask before we end this interview. And I don't know if you can multitask, type and talk. Okay, because I can't type and talk to save my life.
I'm listening.
I can't. Okay, so what is in for like your future? What do you do? What are you going to be doing in the next? I say next year.
Next year?
No, in the next year. So like from now until next July.
Okay.
That you can see or predict or know what you wanted to do.
Okay. Well, my main goal right now is the foundation, of course, but also getting my studio back up and running.
Okay.
We had flood.
I remember you were telling me that. I'm so sorry that happened.
So I gotta get that fixed.
Did all your stuff get ruined?
So a couple of my backdrops, a light, so everything that was pretty much on the floor. So I had to throw like I had to rip up all the floor.
How bad was it? When it rained real bad?
No, a pipe burst in the kitchen.
No.
So it had been running for like a day and a half. So when I got there, it was like about ankle deep.
Oh, that means everything was ruined.
Yeah,
That almost
was
happened.
on the floor. Yeah, so we ripped out all the cabinets and all that. So get my studio back up and running.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to be ending this live. Oh. Oh, okay. It's because it's an 18 plus thing. They turned it to 18 plus. I don't know why they turned it like that, but that's fine. It's okay. Yeah, it's no worries. It's just no children are allowed to come here. So
yeah, that's true.
These are adults talking.
Exactly.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So definitely gonna be working on that. And then just like you said, getting the funds and the 501c3
Right.
So
get it up and running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and yeah, because I can. Yeah, you guys got some big things done. I can see it. I definitely know
My
it.
goal is for it to be as big so we can go to there's a convention center in Aiken.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So I was like, that would be so nice. So that's like a long-term goal of mine.
Yeah.
But right now, just getting these kids the supplies that they need and getting them through the school year.
The school year, exactly. That's like the main thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then if more kids were to see, that's the blessing of it, because it's like if more kids join, then it's more that are being taught, right?
Exactly.
But then it's like if more kids join, are we getting more donations, right?
There you go.
I that's why I just keep stressing for people to donate, because it's so important. If it's not for nothing else, it's for these children.
Right.
You know, that's what it's for. It's for these children.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to verify. So you have to slide it over and put the puzzle piece there. No. Where the puzzle piece is. See the puzzle piece? TikTok's doing the absolute most right now.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Damn, man.
Sheesh. Anytime you have a live like over like an hour and 5 minutes, it always asks you to verify. Because you're not in the comments typing. So you're just sitting there, so you're just trying to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that's a blessing, because you know, the more things that you're doing, there are gonna be more kids that are gonna want to sign up. And I think it'll be okay though, because you'll be having more donations, and there'll be more grants, and there'll be more funds coming in too. So because you'll be doing bigger things from those grants and those fundraisers, that's why more kids will join, and it'll all even itself out.
Oh yeah.
I think that's fantastic. Okay, I have one last question.
Yeah.
So, in the next 3 years, where do you see yourself?
Oh my God.
I know that 3 years is a long way away, but some people like they may project themselves someplace else, like in the future, like where they would see themselves. Like for me, I could see myself on stage singing in the next 5 years or something like that. So where would you see yourself in the next 3 years?
I know this might sound weird, but I can always see for other people. I can never see for myself.
Wow. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just because you're always focused on other people.
Right.
That's
all.
all.
I can
You're selfless.
be in this position and still be able to help more people in 3 years.
Absolutely. And I honestly think it'll be like over and beyond.
Yeah.
Because you know you have your SHE Awards in Beach Island. It's Beach Island, right?
In
No,
Aiken.
Aiken, excuse me, in Aiken. And I mean, Aiken's only this big, right? So then it will just expand and it'll get bigger and bigger because I can see it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I can see it in Texas.
Columbia.
You know, I can see it in bigger places where the audience is 50, 60,000 people. That sort of thing. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that happen. And it will happen because as long as you guys keep going, absolutely, absolutely. I always speak positivity into people because, you know, I'm just meeting you, but you seem like such a beautiful person. You have like one of the greatest spirits that I've ever met. So I love that so much about you, and everything that you're doing, you stand for something. You're actually doing something to make the world a better place, and that says everything to me because not many people give a crap about these kids. So a person that really cares about they are our assets to make sure that we can like literally proceed in life. So I applaud you and I thank you so much. And I thank you so much for being on the show.
I'm glad to be here. Enjoy
Absolutely,
myself.
absolutely.
Y'all,
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate you guys so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you, Matthew, my husband, for manning this camera, and he has been over here messing with this camera to make sure that we got everything together. Thank you again, Natisha, so much for being here. Everybody out there, you guys have a lovely night. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy, please. Everybody stay hydrated. It's hot outside. If you need water, if you need hydration, stay hydrated. Other than that, I may go live this weekend, or I may not. You guys have I always say that every show. Or I may not. You guys have a great weekend. I'm signing off. Business Story.